Our great pleasure to welcome you to three very special events in the life of Hartford Public Library, the Hartford History Center, and our art walk. We have wonderful things to see, wonderful people to meet and honor, and a host of very special guests. As the Executive Director of the Hartford History Center and the library's Chief Cultural Affairs and Public Programming Officer, I could not be more delighted, really, to be with you. We begin tonight with the work on display by the weavers of the Hartford Artisans Weaving Center. And I know you're in here. I know you're here. Yes. We have been privileged in the past and are again this summer honored to showcase the work of these extraordinary weavers. These Hartford-based weavers work in many forms of woven art, but this summer's exhibition is on overshot weaving, which was popular in the late 18th and 19th centuries. And folks, if you haven't had a chance to go out in the hall and look in these glass cases at these beautiful pieces, you really, really need to. Tonight we honor Fran Curran, the Executive Director of the Artisans Center. Fran is right over here in beautiful turquoise. I told her she kind of looked like Breaking Bad Skylar in the good years. Sorry. As well as weavers Dory Hunt, Garrett Weaver Bolduc, Mary Beth Pfeiffer, Susan Stoppelman, Bob Brooks, Anita Perez, Lois Zink, and Claudia Spalding. And Anjali? Thank you. And your last name? Medical, forgive me, but thank you. I hope you will enjoy our exhibition of the artisans' designs based on historic overshot weavings. And I hope you'll take the opportunity to meet the artisans who are here tonight, all of whom are extremely skilled. The Weaving Center, at the Weaving Center, they create these works of art that you see out in the hall today, despite profound problems with vision. So it's fairly amazing that these beautiful pieces of art are done with people who are visually impaired. It's really quite stunning. The Weaving Center is indeed, as Executive Director Karen says, a place where friendships are built, and it's stunning. So first, a hand for those folks, and I know you're here tonight. I'm going to speak with you because you do such beautiful work. And then, if the weavers were not enough, tonight we also honor the people who created art during the past year in our workshops here at the library under the guidance of master artists Robert Charles Hudson, Kate Rushin, and Ced Miles. Throughout this room we have on display wonderful works of arts by participants in our Hands at Work workshop. So if you turn around, on the map cases over there, I mean, we make a lot of jokes in here about, do you need a hand, can I give you a hand? But these were all made by participants in our workshop up on the map case for you to enjoy. We also have on display here mixed media, photography, and poetry pieces that were made in our other workshops. I want you to enjoy this wonderful night, the reception, and a chance to see all these wonderful varied pieces of art. The opportunity to participate in the Art and Archives workshops, these hands-on workshops for Hartford residents, was made possible by the Nutmeg Foundation. And then I want you to join us in a few minutes as we make an introduction out in the art walk to celebrate the art and philosophy of Joe Young, the national cartoonist who comes from Hartford, who we're so delighted to honor tonight. So thank you, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you. I'm Brenda Miller. I'm Chief Cultural Affairs and Public Programming Officer for Hartford Public Library. And I want to welcome you all here tonight to Hartford Public Library and the Hartford Public Library's Art Walk. I just want to give a second. Pardon me, Elena?
Yes.
Jeff, thank you. Now, if I may, we can get folks to come down, please, and join us. This evening, we have for your enjoyment the cartoons and artwork of Joe Young, an artist who was born in Hartford, raised in Bluefield, and now has a national reputation. Scruples, the cartoon strip Mr. Young introduced in 1988, embraces the lives of inner city youth and their communities. And there may not be Cape Crusaders or violence, but there are two urban heroes, Dr. Joe and Bubblegum. And there's no subject they're not willing to tackle truthfully, whether it's racial prejudice, or drug addiction, or teen pregnancy. Come to think of it, maybe Dr. Joe and Bubblegum really are superheroes. We have dedicated this space within our art walk to Scruples and the ideas of Joe Young because we believe in his message of learning and creativity and in finding new ways to address urban problems meaningfully and affirmatively. Founder of the Hartford Animation and Film Institute, Mr. Young has received a special award from the White House for his work with urban children, has been profiled in publications and media outlets around the country, and is a creative force in art and film. In addition to Mr. Young, who prefers to be called simply Joe, tonight's special guest is Senator Aaron Coleman, who is here to welcome you to Young at Art. A celebration of more than 25 years of comic and very important art by Joe Young. It is a measure of Joe's importance that he was asked to commission a project by the Archbishop Desmond Tutu Fund to help raise money for South African refugees.
Okay.
Yeah, really. Joe believes that his cartoon work can help break down barriers that exist to keep urban children and youth from having full, rich lives. And if there is a better goal than that, we'd like to know what it would be. Please join us this evening in honoring 25 years of Joe Young's important contributions and important comic art. And oh, by the way, another one of Joe's accolades is that he's listed in the Guinness Book of World Records. For having created the world's longest comic strip, and we have a piece of that on our art wall over here. And now it is an honor to introduce to you Senator Coleman, who is going to introduce our wonderful Joe Young. Thank you.
Thank you, Brenda, and good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm so pleased to see so many of you here. And my task is to introduce somebody that all of you probably already know. And it is a pleasure to be here. The library is a little nervous about whether or not my presence here will take on some political connotation. It's not supposed to, so I will have to refrain from asking you to vote for me on all this. I'm so happy you all appreciate my brand of humor. But on to the real task at hand, and that is to say some remarks about my friend, Joe Young. And Brenda has already indicated many of the important facts, but I've been a supporter and an affiliate and an associate, friend, colleague of Joe Young for about as long as I've been in Hartford. I'm familiar with his projects and his community involvements. They've been just phenomenal and tremendous, particularly where young folks are concerned. He's taught and guided and inspired so many young people, not just in Hartford, but in the entire region, that his work is just fantastic and deserves the support of all of us. I'm familiar with the world's longest comic strip and Scruples, and I've even been brought into film projects like Black Dynamite and Diamond Rough. Joe's involvements have been very broad, widespread, and pervasive. And so, anytime Joe asks me to be involved in something that he's doing, I'm more than eager, without hesitation, to lend whatever support I can. And so, that's what brings me here this evening, but without further ado, let me, I'm not going to say introduce, but present to you all of our good friends and someone who's been just tremendous as far as the young folks in our community is concerned. Come on up, Buddy Joe Young.
First of all, about 20-something years ago, starting out, I asked, he was a state rep then, could you support me? And he did. And he's still here. And I want to give this man a round of applause for his unwavering support. There's a lot of people in the room who I've grown with, who are just regular folks. Now they're iconic. People like Tara Spain is in the room. We have a man to my left who I just admire. He was featured on Dateline. Samuel Jackson was going to play his part. He's fought a lot of negative in the community. He just won a big case with the state. Let's hear it for Cornell Lewis. Me and him been talking about a biopic.
You got the right.
Hollywood already asked him.
All right.
So that's something. We also have a lot of other people, you know, who, even though you see the pictures and the accolades, it came with a price. So first, I have to acknowledge someone who's been there since 92, who's fought the fight and has probably sacrificed more than anybody should. Let's hear it from my wife, Teresa. Where's Teresa at? Then, also, and I'm not going to name everybody, just a few people I have to acknowledge. In 1988, I lost my rock, but she's still here. She stands over my shoulder. She's an angel on my shoulder. Lily Mae Young. Let's hear it from my mom. This is really all about. And also, I've never met anybody more consistent than this man. He was the rock. Actually, he was doing Diamond Rough, which was the hardest project I've ever done in my life. And he came through financially, mentally, and spiritually. I'm just the remix. The original Joe Young, seniors over here. Dad, wave your hand. Joe Young, seniors with it. And again, I'm going to get through it, but I got to recognize some folks. We're going to have fun with cartooning. Then there's my children. Kyle, Johnny, Paige. A lot of folks, where's Raul at? Where's Raul?
He was in there.
He's in the room, Raul was there, but my son Kyle, I was a single parent with Kyle. I had him since he's been 3 months old. He's working with us full time. Kyle, come here, let folks see who you are. Me and Kyle, and he's a force. And then Johnny's not here. Paige, my daughter, she helped all you people in here. My daughter Paige is responsible. 18 years old, second year of Boston College. Where's Paige? Down there. She's selling. She was born, she came out with a rate card and a briefcase. It's just so many people. Debbie Gaudette, director of theater and film with the Wadsworth. She's been here. To my left, Samantha. All the whole Diamond Rough crew, raise your hand, please. Everybody on our team. Jasmine, Kyle. Then we have our operations director, been there for 14 years. Let's hear it for Janetta Bennett. Where's Janetta Bennett? It's funny how things come full circle. I started my nonprofit 501c3, Joe Picture This Show. But again, it's got Joe on it, but there was a lot of important people behind it. I called on a young lady. We were both the same age, born the same year, and she helped. You remember Cabbage Patch Dolls?
Yeah.
She was one of the marketing engines behind that, and she's working with us now with the Diamond Rough tour. Let's hear it for Sherry. Just come on, wave here. Sherry Pullman is with us. Willie Brody, Samantha Bass, the whole team. I just can't name. I got to give special thanks. These pictures over here were donated by Bill Katz. Jubilee Fine Arts is here for Bill Katz. He's wearing that brand. There's a lot of students here. You see Joe's kids page. This man to my left is Tyrone Waterman. He's a celebrity photographer. He was one of the first kids to sell a newspaper. And then we have a person who will be going in the pros. We have Theo Agnew back here. All right, you guys heard about him with the Atlantic Falcons, all right? So it's a lot of people, and if I forgot you, Sister Nani said, if I forgot you, don't talk about me, pray for me, Dana. Dana, our payroll company, is here. And we also have Raul. I shouted you, Raul, come here, please. He never gets recognition he deserves. I love this man. Come on, Raul. Come on. This man has been here since 1986. He's so humble. He's my spiritual advisor. I love him. And Raul, it has me on the wall, but it's also you here. Let's get Raul around. And again, I can't claim everybody, because if I did, I would get important people like Jay over here, you know, who's been here with the Institute. Thank you for coming. Where's Tara Spain? I saw Tara Spain. Travelers was here.
There she is.
Okay. We also have Tamisha Hall from TD Bank, one of our partners. Is she here? All right, Tamisha, if you're interested in supporting us, come see her. We also have Floyd's here, and then we have our wealth manager. His name is Paul Hojas. He's helping us with this project. Raise your hand, Paul. Don't mistake him for Keanu Reeves. That's Paul Hojas. Okay, just so many people, Racina. Deborah, I can't name you all, but basically, it's been the person who got me into television. This is when all the problems started, and he's here to take credit. Stan McCauley is here. And we have people on the board, Jane Mills. This young man, come up here, this young man, he was probably my oldest running student. He just won the Connecticut Scholastic Board in animation. How old are you now, Steve? 15. He was with me since he's been 6 years old. Let's go around with applause. All right, thank you. Okay. So, again, I want to thank Hartford for being here. Those who I forgot, I'm not as young as I look. I'm like 50 years old, but I feel good, which is amazing. And I want to thank the Hartford Public Library and the vision of Brenda Miller for saying, Joe, we want you here. Let's hear it. Give it for Brenda Miller and the Hartford Public Library, and Sarah and Jeff. We also have so many new projects coming out. Diamond Rough 2. We're doing the construction of Maddie Love. Where's Maddie at? Maddie Love is back here. It's just so many people. I'm going to move on. But I just want to say thank you. It's been a really cool ride. Andy Hart, I see you here. Mike in the back. But what I'm going to do, I've always loved creating and creating characters. But I wanted to do it in a way where people had to think critically and simultaneously smile. So the drawings are kind of loose, but the message is strong. How I got started, years ago, doors were slammed in my face, but I kept going because the mother said, anything worth having, worth fighting for, doesn't come easy. She also says never give up, so I was about to give up anyways. She said, continue to do it, and I just kept doing it, and the favor came. It came in a phone call. I get a call. I want you to come on the air and talk about your cartoons. And that was Gail King, who really helped put me on that. And she's here in spirit. Let's hear it for Gail King. Willie Brody's here. Willie, he travels with Onyx, and he's been here for years. It's just so many people. But I want you to enjoy the show, and I'm going to show you what I do. Well, and we have a lot of young cartoonists here, Rhonda. Oh, Vivian is with us. Vivian Dennis is with us, right? PR extraordinaire. Wave your hand, Vivian. What I do as a cartoonist, and what I show kids is how to draw cartoons. What I like about it is they're able to develop characters, but first they have to learn the technique. So for instance, for me to draw a flower with a few lines, it's like that. And when we're working with kids, I said we do a demonstration, we show them how to personify things. So I just personified a fish. Now let's make it a girl fish. All we do is I try to tell the kids, and we add a weave. And then we'll give her an earring, and we'll make it a teenage fish. My daughter's 18, and we draw a cell phone, and she is texting. I tell kids, if you can, what I love about cartooning is anybody can do it. That's how I try to show life skills. I say, if you can write the alphabet, you can draw a cartoon. That's a C. It's where you place the lines. This is an O. This is a W. C. Here, C, backwards C. We have Charlie Brown. The one thing I tell the kids that we work with is, don't ever say you can't do something. Right? Never say do. This young lady, come up here, please. Say your name.
Fiona Motley.
And that's your son, right?
Yeah.
You told him, can you stand over here? You told him he could do anything, right?
That's
You get
right.
upset when he says no?
Yes.
Same with me. When someone says they can't draw a cartoon, I say, can you write the alphabet? Then you can draw cartoons. This is an L. These are all letters of the alphabet. What's your name again?
Fiona Motley.
And this is a V. These are all letters in the alphabet. And this is a picture of you yelling at your son when he says he can't do something. Let's give him a round of applause for being a great father. So we encourage you to join our workshops. We're teaching animation, filmmaking, and all sorts of things. We have a basic Kinsella school. That's where most of our work is being done. And I want to take Deborah. Deborah's here with us. All right, your son is here. Everybody's here. I'm going to real quick. Any questions about cartooning? How we're able to? Debbie is here. How we did this? Any questions before we close it down? Deborah, you never had a loss of words. All right. All right. So Linda is here. Very good. All right. So, well, I want to, yes, we have a question. Oh, we worked at McDonald's like 30 years ago. We worked at, I haven't seen you in like decades. Yes, question.
What do you do when your marker dries out?
What do I do when my marker dries out? There's this thing called technology. So we get on an iPad. Nowadays, you don't even need a pen. You can draw on a Wacom board. But that's a very good question. As long as the ideas don't dry out, that's when you run into problems. Very good. Oh, we have John in the back. John, wave your hand. Now, John, a lot of folks don't know. I know you like to keep it humble and quiet, but watching him at Sand and him giving back to kids with the I Have a Dream program also inspired me to also help young people too. So thank you, John. Sometimes you're doing things and you don't even realize it. All right? Very good. Trying to see who else. Yes, hey, Gwen, how you doing?
My question is, now that you're going into TV and film, will you ever leave cartoons?
No, because we're going to animate. Like I said, we're working on a 3D animated film called Bounce Back. So I'll never forget cartooning. That's my origin. We also have a young man who inspired me to give back. He's doing a lot of stuff in schools. We worked on a program years ago called Mega Eddie. He is a force. He's worked with the Harvard Public Libraries, and he's one of my mentors. I want to come up here. Jeffrey Dressler, come on down. If you watch Jeffrey, Jeff, you want to say a couple words?
All this is circular, and it involves all of us. I know that Joe has been inspired by a lot of the people I see here, and it couldn't have happened without some of you here, but it wouldn't have happened without the genius of Joe Young, and I was just glad to be a part of it. We love working with the kids, because that's our future, and touching many lives. So, thank you, Joe.
Yep. All right, and over, just walked in the door. We have another icon. Her name is Lorna Little, just arrived. Let's hear from Lorna Little. She thought she'd go sneak in. Real quick, who else? I just saw someone. Giselle is with us. She's doing a lot of work with kids. And again, DeAndre, if I forget somebody, pray for me, don't talk about me. And so, we have the FatherWorks team here from the village. I see Linda over here, Kevin Otar, you know, that whole Father Works team. Paula Agnew Catholic Charities. We also have Liz DuPont Dill. We work with at CRT. So I just want to thank everybody for, oh, and I have my family. Where's my twin sister Janice? We have 3 sets of twins in my family, and they're all here. Let's hear it for the Young family. So I encourage you guys, with the proceeds of the books and stuff, we're going to be contributing Sam Bass. We're going to be contributing to our nonprofit. So please support us, but also support the library. You know, don't believe all the rumors you hear. I heard once that nobody's going to the library anymore. Every time I come here, this place is filled. But they figured out, Hartford Public Library, they're like one of the top in the country. What they were able to do, and Brenda, correct me if I'm wrong, you were able to marry books and technology and community, and that's why you're so successful. All right? Yep. So again, I want to thank everybody for coming out, Glenn, and this is a new chapter. Please join us. Jasmine is down here. This is my son's girlfriend and grant writer for the team. So God bless you and enjoy the exhibit. Thank you very much.